Hello, loyal watchers. Listening to some Lord of the Rings today and drinking our coffee on this. It's not really cold yet. It's supposed to get cold.
It was pretty
tonight.
windy out when I left for lunch.
I'm pretty sure Iowa is in a winter weather advisory starting at like 6 o'clock tonight. So first time of the season. It's pretty ridiculous.
Maybe we'll get some snow.
Maybe. We'll see.
If we're lucky.
All the forecasts I saw calling for between an inch or two. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, won't we, folks? I don't think really anyone in the country has had much snow.
I thought someplace just got like 2 feet or something.
Something did. Alaska got
yeah.
a lot of snow.
Well, that makes sense.
Kind of expected, so. Oh well. That's how we roll here in Iowa.
Alright.
Roll with the punches. First of all, welcome to The Social Truth. My name is Jeremy.
My name is Rob.
And we are here at onesocialmedia.tv every single Wednesday, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Today we're going to talk about nonprofits and how they can utilize social media. But first, Rob has some fun personal news. He got an iPhone.
Oh, that's right. Yep, I just so happen to have it right here. So
yeah, he is pretty jazzed about it.
I mean, I would be broadcasting from this iPhone if it were just me, but
he's been touting his way through the last week or two. So
that's right. Touting and using Instagram, checking out some apps. I downloaded classic Sonic for Sega,
Sonic
rather.
the Hedgehog, yeah.
Good times.
There you go. Oh
Yep,
well.
much better than my Android. Drop your Android. It's awful.
Yeah, it's pretty slow. We're actually going to try to find ways to destroy his old Android here at the office. We're each going to take a turn and do something crazy to destroy it.
That's true, and we're going to film it with
the new iPhone.
The iPhone.
So we'll see what happens. Of course, once that happens, we'll post it to the One Social Media YouTube channel.
So I'm excited about this show because, we talk a lot about a lot of the examples that we have relate to bigger businesses on social media. I'm always talking about Starbucks. We talk about the big contenders on social media, but what we haven't spent a lot of time talking about before are kind of the little guys, or in this case, even though nonprofits can be rather large, there are a lot of examples of smaller ones in local communities that can really be using social media, and some are, so it's going to be a good episode.
Yeah, and it's interesting because Rob and I both have nonprofit experience doing some social media, and we kind of knew that, but also in our office, Mike has done some nonprofit work, Kelsey has done some nonprofit work, all kind of dealing with social media, and so I kind of got to thinking that it's really even kind of a great starting off point for college students, for young professionals. If you're looking for work in social media and you're kind of maybe looking for an internship, be willing to maybe do 10 hours a week for a nonprofit. For a bigger company, doing 10 hours a week wouldn't be even doing much, but for a nonprofit organization, that could be a huge world of difference. A lot of times, they might be able to pay you a small amount, they might not, but either way, you feel a little bit better kind of giving back and working for free for a nonprofit versus a bigger corporation. So that's even, just a great starting out point for people who want to be in the industry. Definitely, do some research around you, find the nonprofits around you, look at their social media accounts. If they're kind of struggling, give them a call, see what happens.
Yeah, and if you're passionate about a specific issue or a campaign in your community and you enjoy social media and technology, it's a good blend. And like Jeremy said, it's a really good place to start for young professionals that are looking to get some experience to put on their resume and to kind of just get, get the word out about who you are as a social media professional and start testing some things, start establishing your own credibility in the field, and helping a good cause. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And part of the hard part is I think that a lot of folks who work in nonprofits, whether you're just a one-person staff or 3 or 4-person staff, it can feel overwhelming. You don't have the money to invest, you don't necessarily even have the time to invest into really doing good social media campaigns and all that stuff. But there is hope. Know that you don't have to be an expert. It's okay to just be familiar with the basics, to be doing Facebook on a regular basis, to be doing Twitter on a regular basis, to be, posting videos to YouTube from your smartphone, which most people nowadays have. And so really, there just aren't many excuses to not be on it, even if you are a nonprofit and when things are a little bit harder to come by.
One great example that I have seen over this past year and even the last 2 years is animal shelters, for me anyways, do a great job. Most of them, especially in Des Moines, where our main office is located, they do a great job of utilizing social media to get the word out about their cause, different events that they have going on, how you can adopt an animal, the animals that they have, different processes for how it works. It's just a great way to, involve yourself and kind of get your fingers out into the community and just connect with people, because a lot of people, or at least a lot of people I know, and maybe it's just the Des Moines community, but are huge about adopting animals from shelters. And so it's a great place, social media, to be on for a company or an organization like that.
Yeah, and one thing that you directors will love to know is that it's another way to raise money. There are apps on Facebook for PayPal where you can just sync up an account. If you're not offering a chance to donate on your website or your blog, you're already way behind the times. And so it's really, another way to funnel in those necessary funds as well. And so you do some research on that. Another thing we were going to say is take advantage of the resources that are out there, because there are tons of them. Google.com/nonprofits is a great one. Facebook.com/nonprofits is a great one. There's books that have been published, and all this is kind of happening in the last year. Google is realizing that they can give back. Facebook is realizing the same thing. So they're offering a lot of their products, a lot of their premium products for free for nonprofits. So make sure you do your research, find out what's out there. I know specifically the Google Suite offers premium YouTube accounts for free, which means you can upload longer videos and more videos, and you can kind of use up more of their storage than a regular account would. And so make sure to just take advantage of what's already out there.
The other thing that I notice with nonprofits that are on social media is they do a really good job of connecting with other nonprofits or other businesses in the community on social media. So, I'm sure you're already making a lot of those cold calls out to the community and out to businesses asking for support. And so this is kind of a nice way to connect with these businesses who also are looking for interaction and, genuine following on social media. So it's a great way to connect with other organizations that have similar causes as you or are in the same community as you, whether you're trying to push an event that you have. Golf in the summer golf tournaments in the summer is huge for Des Moines, as I'm sure it is for a lot of cities. But so connect with other nonprofits too, because I'm sure you've seen them. And if you have seen them and you are one of the directors that we're talking to right now, you really should get on social media, because you can already connect with those other nonprofits because you essentially already are through your personal accounts. So,
and you shouldn't be afraid to ask for help. There's a good chance that there's marketing agencies out there, or even individual consultants, even again, college students we mentioned before, that will often work with one or two nonprofits a year as a way to give back. And so, just do your research locally. I would say that, especially a company like One Social Media, we would probably be more likely to help out a local organization, versus something that's far away or maybe something bigger. So, do your homework that way as well, and just, reach out to 5 or 10 agencies in your area and see what happens. The worst that they can say is no. So.
Yep. I was just thinking before the show about a few strategies that nonprofits could take advantage of if they were to jump on social media and they haven't yet. Because I think just like a lot of businesses who are considering getting on social media, they're wondering, okay, I know I need to be on social media, but what can I really do with it? How can it benefit my company or my goals or, the things that I need to get done each week? And so I think it would be beneficial to just talk about a few of them. And one that just comes to my mind is just promoting events, because all the nonprofits that I know just have events, whether it's your annual event or you have quarterly events or anything like that. But the pre-promotion of your event, and also the live interaction when your event is going on, whether you're live tweeting or you're on Facebook doing Q&As, you're taking pictures and uploading them. You're doing video that you're putting on YouTube, a few minutes after the event has started, and then the post-mortem promotion of events so that you can kind of wrap it up, get the community involved in the content that you were able to grab while you were there, whether it's photos or video or testimonials or anything like that. But social media is like the place to go when you want to get the word out about an event. And so if you're a nonprofit wondering what you can do on social media, that's just my first example of what you can do is really boost your events.
Yeah.
And you'll probably see a difference the next year if you start promoting your event, or at least start talking about it on social media. I'm sure the next year it'll be even bigger if you really dedicate yourself and your social media campaigns to your event promotion. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I had that written in my notes to really make sure you're spreading the word about volunteer opportunities. If I'm going to follow a nonprofit that I'm really passionate about, or a cause that I'm passionate about, I'm going to look for those volunteer opportunities. I don't necessarily want to have to go to your website. I don't necessarily want to have to call a phone number to see what's available for me. So, make sure you have a tab on Facebook, maybe something, volunteer opportunities, something like that. Make sure you're posting a couple a week on Twitter if you're on that avenue as well. And, I would even say don't ignore mobile. When you're collecting email addresses, also collect phone numbers, and even just ask a question with a checkbox saying, "May I text you about volunteer opportunities coming up?" The research shows overwhelmingly that people open text messages and read them at a much higher rate than email. So don't be afraid to take advantage of some of the newer technology as well that is also relatively cheap compared to other marketing or advertising avenues. All these tools we're talking about ultimately are free cost-wise outside of just your time. And so it's more important than any other marketing strategy for social media to block out an hour or two a week to really focus on it and see what you can do.
I kind of think of social media sometimes when I'm thinking about nonprofits as the modern version of the phone tree. So a lot of times what I see on social media is organizations who really need to get a message out, or like Jeremy's talking about, they need last minute volunteers for something that's going on. They have a big thing coming up, or they just want some extra help. And so traditionally, phone trees, at least in my experience, have been one way to do that, where you call someone, they call someone, they call someone. But social media is kind of the new version of that. So you can post your updates on social media, and your community will share them. They'll blast them across theirs. They'll get people who are interested in what you're offering or the area that you need help in. And so just a great way to spread a message fast if you really need help with your nonprofit organization.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're looking for content ideas, I would just say look towards some of the bigger nonprofits and see the kinds of things that they're posting about. And again, they probably have someone full time who's working on digital strategy, but you can take lessons from them just for content ideas, for ways to keep the variety up, ways to keep it fun. Look to the American Lung Association. I know has a good presence. American Cancer Association has a good presence as well. Humane Society, as you mentioned, has a really good presence. So again, those accounts are going to have a lot more bells and whistles than you would probably be able to as a smaller nonprofit. But go look there, see what they're posting, see how people are interacting, and just like you would for anything, do your research on kind of what you aspire to be, or the nonprofits that you hope to be someday, and learn from them.
Alrighty, is that everything?
That's what I had in my notes.
All right.
I don't have anything else off the top of my head.
All right. If you have more questions for us, like Jeremy said, a few of us have direct experience in the nonprofit field and social media. So if you have questions for us, you can always ask us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/onesocialmedia, and send us a quick tweet. We're at onesocialmedia on Twitter. Check out our blog sometime. You can use a lot of the stuff that we write about on our blog for your nonprofit social media strategies too, just like the businesses that come to our blog to read can. So we hope to start interacting with you after this show about nonprofits and social media. And if you have any suggestions for other people, if you are a nonprofit that has had success in social media, we really want to hear about what those successes have been, how it's gone, what it took, because you have the most experience right now. So, like I said, go to our Facebook page, share your story with us. We want to hear from you.
Absolutely.
Next Wednesday, 3 p.m. Central Time, join us.
See you later.